Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Still quarantine edition. Meredith and I are still separated. She's still in St. Louis. I'm still in Chicago. We're both
Making
at
it work.
houses. Yeah, so sorry for the audio again. We're really trying to get through it. Any suggestions would be great. But we are on the Geek Nerdery Podcast Network. Check out all their other podcasts. If you're not doing anything else, you might as well.
The challenge has started, like we said. You're only 1 week behind, or I guess maybe 2 weeks now, but it's great. This season, I'm hyped for it. If you like CBS shows, there's a lot of CBS people. Get on it.
Yeah, so excited. But also join our Facebook group. We're trying to get you guys more interactive now because we have nothing else to do besides chat with you guys online, which sounds creepy, but in the most friendly way.
We are normal people. We're some young adult I almost said teenagers. We're some young adults. We're some teenagers chilling at our parents' house.
It feels that way. I feel younger.
I feel that way, minus the fact that my sister's kids are running around.
Oh, God. That ages you 10 years every day.
I know.
Also, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave reviews for us. Meredith, we got a new review.
New review. We love the help. We love knowing if it's going well, if it's not. So we appreciate this review.
Yeah. So we are now up to 18 ratings and 7 reviews. And our newest review is 5 stars. And it is titled Favorite Pump Podcast. And it's from Andy9892. So thanks, Andy. We're going to read it now. She says, I look forward to listening to you ladies every week. I don't have a way to watch the current season as I am a millennial without cable. So this is the only way for me to catch up with my favorite reality show. Which, I should also mention that I use my parents' cable to watch this show, so I get it.
100%, I do, too. We feel it.
She goes on to say, keep it up. Only negative I have is the sound. For some reason, I have to turn up my volume super loud to hear both of you clearly, and then the commercials blow my speakers out. But she put, a laughing, crying emoji at the end, so I think she's, not mad, but,
we're
it's
trying
annoying.
to wake you up, Andy. We're waking you up with this commercial.
Keeps me paying attention.
We'll work on it. I've got it. I'm on the editing side. I will work on that if I can. Let me just
Thanks,
Google
Andy.
it. Thanks, Andy.
But see, you can give us a 5-star review and just put your negatives in there. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't care.
You can tell us you love us and
you hate us.
Change some audio. Yeah.
Give us both. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I wanted to hit on this before we go into this week's episode. So, Meredith, last week, we talked about how we were going to ask everyone who they blocked and accepted, sorry.
Yes.
Who they blocked and accepted. And you put it when you posted the podcast.
Yes.
And we had 2 responses. We had our shining star, Chris, who said he would block everyone.
Everyone, always. I feel you.
And then we had someone new that we're so excited about. Carolyn said she would block Scheana and Brett. She can't deal with them. The whole cast is getting more and more annoying. Not that it'll keep her from watching, which I feel the same way, Carolyn.
I agree. I will never stop watching. It's a horrible car crash. I can't look away.
We're too far in at this point. But I thought Scheana and Brett was a good idea. Their awkwardness is too much sometimes.
Oh, gosh. 100%. It's a combined effort with that one. It's no person's fault. It's just the 2 of them together.
But I really liked last week's episode. You and I were so excited about it, right?
Oh,
so excited.
I am on board. I hope this continues because Brett was fun this episode. We got to, something about him, we got to see more of his, personality, especially with Lisa. I loved him with Lisa.
Yeah, same. I really liked Brett this episode, but I felt everyone else kind of fell a little short. It didn't have me laughing. I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but I liked the new kind of sprinkle of people.
I liked the Dayna and Brett. I was about them.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like a new fun duo we got.
And we're getting closer to Brett and Stassi's engagement. I'm enjoying that storyline. It's funny because you listening to that podcast where Stassi like talked about her engagement. It's funny to now see it really all play out.
I know, and how like mad she really was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Wait, are you mixing it up?
I am.
Were you gonna say that?
Yes, I was about to say. Whoa! One more important part.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a Bud Light seltzer, mango flavored. I'm usually a lemon lime type of seltzer gal, but the mango isn't too bad. A big fan of Bud Light seltzers, everybody. Not sponsored.
But if you'd like to, just contact us.
Yeah, LMK. Yeah, my sister was on a conference call today and told, I think it was her team. I don't really know who she's talking to. But I think they were talking about people being worried about running out of toilet paper, because I heard it's a big problem in Chicago. There's like none anywhere. And she was like, oh no, we're not concerned. Like, to be honest, we're more concerned about running out of alcohol here. We drink about 2 30-packs and about 3 bottles of wine a week.
Oh my God.
So, my family is definitely drinking our way through the quarantine, although, as I told Alicia right before we started recording, this is not abnormal behavior for my family. This is just a normal, I almost said Thursday, normal Wednesday. We're recording on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling Meredith that my family, we don't really drink a lot as is. My mom's like tagline that we give her shit about all the time is, I'm not a big drinker. So we always make fun of her. But honestly, I went into this moving back into my parents' house for the time being like, I'm probably not going to drink that much. So I just like, maybe I'll do a dry quarantine, you know? But now I swear to God, almost at least twice a week, I'll go out for dinner and my mom's like, ooh, I made you a screwdriver. Like, ooh, I poured you a glass of wine. And I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to do dry quarantine and you're ruining it. And obviously I take the drink, but my mom's getting turned during quarantine. I don't know what got into her.
Love that. I should tell my mom to bring home the frozen drink maker at her work. She makes cocktail mixes.
Oh.
And we should just start drinking frozen margaritas left and right.
Yeah, 100%. I love margs. I wish we had more tequila here, but we don't.
I know. That's the one thing. We aren't really drinking a lot of hard alcohol. It's mostly just beer and wine, which I'm fine with. Can't complain.
Yeah, that's the best. Well, let's talk about some real drinkers, shall we?
Oh, man. Yeah, if I drink, just drink every time that they drink.
Previously on Vanderpump Rules, we find out that Tom and Katie aren't really married. Stassi and Beau talk about their wedding. Dayna and Max broke up over a girl that Max wasn't even dating. Scheana put the moves on Brett, and Brett rejected all of them.
Friend-zoned hardcore.
Dayna and Brett are, like, chatting at work a little. I think this was the one and only scene that they had, like, previously. So they wanted us to know that they were somewhat friends, even though they're not.
But they've spoken beforehand.
And then the worst prank ever happened with the cop car. And Katie was super upset about it, and Schwartz was upset that she was upset, so he went at her.
Oh, man, that was crazy.
Let's get into this episode. So we open up at the skate park with Max, Tom. What? I'm setting the picture.
Go for it. I was trying to say that, obviously, their normal hangout spot, the Venice skate park.
Yeah, honestly, these old men show up. So at one point, I think it was like Beau or Jax or someone is like, these are like almost professionals, you know, like people trying to become professional. And then you have like Tom, Schwartz, and Max trying to like ride their board without falling off.
They were so funny. And then Jackson like full hockey mode. It was so weird.
Oh my God. Beau gave him the weirdest look. Like Beau is literally like, Beau seemed like these kids' dad because he didn't have skates or anything.
Yeah.
So he was just like standing there cheering Tom and Max on. It was so cute.
He's like, you guys seriously want to go to the skate park?
Whatever. But then you had like all like these shirtless, chiseled young men. That one dude with the long blonde hair that looked like a mermaid.
So great.
It was great. Nothing too exciting happened here. They talk about Schwartz and his like drunk tirade at Katie.
Yeah.
And he said that her reaction disgusted him, which I was like, that's kind of harsh.
I know, especially like the day after. It's like, I feel like the day after, I'm shocked he didn't wake up and just be like, wow, I shouldn't have said anything. Like, I should have just let you have your moment. But he is like sticking to his guns about like, I was so not into it. I hated it. Like, I was appalled by it. And it's just like, okay, whoa, are you like apologizing, or like, are you mad that you did that, or are you just still mad at Katie?
Yeah, I agree. And then Jax was like, it's inevitable that girls are going to ruin this prank. Which I wanted to be like, I just thought it was, and maybe because I'm a girl, I just didn't find it funny, Jax. Pick a different prank.
Well, it's like, okay, yeah, like you can still enjoy your prank, but then also be like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to like get so upset about it. Like you can still love the prank and then apologize for making somebody upset. Like that's okay to like think both ways.
100%. Honestly, thinking about it right now, we didn't get a whole lot of Jax and Brittany.
No, and I think that's purposeful.
Their storyline's over. No one cares.
Well, I think they realized they heavy loaded it so much, and I'm sure people got annoyed, but they had to do that whole story at the beginning of the season that it's like, all right, let's just go light now. Like, they had so much screen time, so people who hate them, like, really need a break.
True. Well, let's go see the newbies. So we go to LAX, an axe throwing place.
This is great. I love the name of this place because it's like, no, it's LAX, like axe, instead of X, like the airport.
Yeah.
I love the name. I literally was dying laughing. I paused it just to laugh. My mom watched it with me last night, and I was like, that's great. And she was just like, okay.
But so we have Danica, Brett, James, Raquel, Dayna, and Ariana. There's 6 of them. I think I got it.
This was a great group. I loved it.
Great group. They're all, I'm going to tell you my favorite part of this whole thing. They're all throwing their axes, and they're all fucking awful. And then my girl, Raquel, steps on up, and she throws this axe, and she is so good. And then in her interview, she calls herself excellent.
Yeah.
And she's a bad axe bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Oh, she said she was exceeding all expectations. Is Raquel a comedian now? I love her.
And the look on her face, she was so proud of herself because she delivered them very well, and then she was just like, crushed it.
She's like, I fucking did it. I knew my line and I delivered it.
I love her.
Brett tries to make a joke that's like not as funny, but he's like, I'm wearing Axe body spray, and I was like, oh God. Flashback
Dana's
like the 7th grade.
Congrats. Yeah.
Oh my God. We had this like the boys had a locker room in junior high. Mm-hmm. And every time it would open, you were walking past it, you get a whiff of Axe body spray, and that's immediately what I thought of. I was like PTSD.
We had this like wall where all of the like coats and books and like you would store stuff, like your backpack and everything during the day. So every once in a while you'd have to like go back behind this wall and grab stuff. And girls would buy it and just fuck with the boys because like obviously like boys only wore it. So it was like people would spray it around and the teachers would get pissed. They would start screaming at the guys because they like in a sense sprayed it on themselves, but it's like girls were just spraying it to fuck with them and get them in trouble. It was hilarious.
Oh my God. And oh God, I sympathize with the teachers, but it used to smell so bad.
Oh yeah. Ugh, man, the middle school days.
The Axe body spray kind of works because Dayna and Brett start flirting, and he says he's going to Dayna's birthday party. And then
Brett asked Dayna on a date, also a lunch date, again with these lunch dates.
But I think that's like a really good way to start, you know, because it's not like dinner. It doesn't get too serious. Also, they're servers, so like maybe that has something to do with it. But
that's
like,
true.
I'm a lot more relaxed if someone asks me out for a lunch date than a dinner date. Because I think it's more fun and, like, easy breezy type, you know?
And it's, like, it's easier in a sense to extend it if you're having fun or then, like, to part ways if it's just like, okay, this was, like, fun to grab lunch. Like, let's just stay friends.
Yeah. Also, so Brett did this with Charlie, but he always starts out by asking his dates by being like, hey, we should hang out more because, like, I only see you at work and then like, you know, social gatherings, but, like, we should hang out and, like, get to know each other a little more. And he doesn't straight up, like, it's always like, am I just going to hang out with Brett, or is this a date? And does he do this to all his friends? Because I would do that to my girlfriends, you know, like, be like, oh, I don't really see you that much. Or guy friends, I feel like.
A smooth transition. It doesn't make it awkward, so it's not like a super, like, call out, like, this is a date, so you feel weird. And then if it goes well, you're like, okay, that was a date. And if it doesn't, it, like with Charlie, it's like, okay, we just grabbed lunch, chill out.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I was like, I hope someone asks me out like that, where I don't know if it's a date or not.
Yeah, because then I feel like it takes the pressure off, because then it's like, okay, either we're going to be, it seems like we're going to be really great friends, like, who I would love more friends. I feel like it's never bad to have friends. Or, like, if we do hit it off, like, that's great. I feel like you want to ask somebody to get lunch that you didn't already like as a friend. So it's like, it can only be good. Either you're interested in each other or you're just going to be better friends, as Scheana would say.
Well, speaking of Scheana, Dayna even says, she's like, I don't know if Scheana's going to be cool about this. And Brett makes his face where he's like, I don't give a fuck. You know, like,
crazy that Dayna basically has to run her dating life by Scheana just because she's great friends with these people?
Oh my God, I have so many opinions about this, like, towards the end when we're at Dayna's birthday party. But yes, this is fucking outrageous. Well, let's go see, all of our workers at SUR.
Heck yeah.
Charlie is working and she sucks, dude. So I've never been a waiter or waitress, but I assume that you're supposed to be like, everything on our menu is freaking great, you know? So she's like recommending all these desserts. And the people are like, oh, what about the cheesecake? And she's like, well, I'm really picky about my cheesecake, so I only go to Cheesecake Factory. And I want to be like,
I'm sorry.
Oh
I know I'm sure they have great cheesecake. Like, I haven't been there in forever, but like, if you're at a high-end restaurant in LA, I don't think the Cheesecake Factory is what you want to compare your dessert to.
Also, yeah, really. Also, you're working for this place. Like, you should, even if the cheesecake sucks, be like, oh, cheesecake's amazing too. And if you don't like it, be like, I'm lactose intolerant, but it looks amazing. Like, I'm not a big fan of cheesecake, but everybody I hear who has it loves it, you know? Like, yeah. Whatever. So Lisa comes in to talk to Guillermo. Guillermo sighting. Yes, Guillermo. So I'm going to do Peter sighting and Guillermo sighting. This is my Guillermo sighting. Lisa came back from her mother's funeral and she's doing okay. Mm-hmm. But she's got to deal with some bullshit because Guillermo's got issues with Danica.
I love this. Danica had an error. She's a manager. She has 2 tables. And she has a limited amount of tables so she can focus on everybody else too. But I'm sure that way, like, she pitches in. I don't really understand. I'm shocked that a manager has tables, but whatever. And she somehow screwed up these 2 tables. And I don't understand how you screw this up. Like, one table went home with $200 extra food on their bill that another table got, I think.
Well, here's one. You know what? For a second, I'm going to blame the patron really quick. The fuck you not doing checking your bill for $200 extra?
Okay, yes, I agree. But, like, these people probably are super rich if they didn't know $200 was missing.
Also, if it's a big party, I see it, but I just want to know, like, what in the hell? If there's an extra $5 for a soda I didn't order on my bill, I'm calling bullshit on everyone.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is if, like, these people are rich and they're, like, buying for the whole table, they don't remember what they got.
True. So I was like confused by it because, like you said, I don't really understand how it happens. But I guess like both these tables paid. One paid $200 more than they should have, and then SUR had to call the next day, which I don't know how SUR figured this out. But SUR had to call and be like, "Hey, we're so sorry that we charged you $200 more." And then I don't know what they did about it, but I'm assuming they gave them $200 worth of food at the restaurant or something.
I wonder if they canceled the charge. Like, I feel like you have to cancel the charge if you accidentally charge somebody $200 extra on their bill. And obviously, since they didn't notice it was already a big bill, like, yikes.
Yeah, I'm not in the restaurant business. I have absolutely no idea how this works. But there are so many possibilities for how wrong this could have been. Danica, you fucking up. So Lisa sends her son, Max, who still looks like a busboy after years. I don't know how the managers or the owner's son can't get a better job, but whatever. He is sent to go find Danica. And she comes and tells everyone that it's totally her fault, but she's bringing her personal problems into work and, like, all this shit. I don't know, man. I felt like she wasn't taking ownership for a second until Lisa told her to.
Like, what personal problem? Like, she didn't even, like, mention what was happening. It's not like she's in a fight with bartender Brett and, like, punched him out again. Like, what personal problems are you bringing here where you can't focus on two effing tables?
Yeah, I don't know. And then Lisa was like, you need to drop the attitude because your attitude has gotten you in trouble here before. You punched your bartender in the face. You were rude to Richardson at Tom Tom. Also, we have seen Richardson before. I don't know if you remember it, but it, like, hit me. It was seasons ago. And for some reason, all the employees at STIR had to learn how to make drinks properly. And I remember Jax was just bitching about it. Like, I can make drinks fine, but they were learning the pump drinks or something. And this dude Richardson comes over and is teaching them, and Jax literally starts a fucking fight with Richardson, who's like, look, I'm here because Lisa asked me to be here. I remember when we go back to watch the series from the beginning, I'm going to point out Richardson every time.
Okay.
But yeah.
I believe you. But that's
Richardson.
Crazy.
But yeah, Danica's just got a bad attitude.
I agree, she does. It's like, she seems like the worst employee. I'm so shocked she got to manager. I can't wait till Dayna climbs the ranks and becomes the new manager.
Does she because Lisa said she wants to be in the restaurant business, and I was like, doing what? Like, own a like, how is this going to help her?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like, I would stick with Lisa. If you're a beloved employee, look, Tom and Tom got a bar.
Peter is still a manager.
Oh, that poor guy.
I feel so bad for Peter.
I know.
He's like the old Brett. Like, Lisa replaced him. Lisa overlooked his hard work for years, and he just gets nothing.
Poor guy. That's all right, though. But
oh, well.
Next we go to Katie and Tom, and we get sad Katie, who she was offended by the prank, as we said, and she doesn't want to have to apologize for being offended, which I agree with. Like,
I fucking agree. You don't get to choose how you make people feel.
Yes. All you have to do is say, I acknowledge your feelings. Like, Tom didn't even have to say she was right about the way she feels. Like, it didn't even have to be about that. Like, he didn't even have to acknowledge him, to be honest. If he just left her alone, all would be well. I
agree. And she said something like, she said it was a waste of time and money. And Tom got so mad. He said, it wasn't a waste of time and money. And I was like, yeah, it fucking was. How much did Randall have to pay for that to happen? That's outrageous.
Think about it. He probably had to talk it through with them, and then they had to get all set up and wait for them all to come back home. I'm sure those people were sitting around the corner waiting for a text. Cause, like,
they had to rent a cop car from, like, a movie set, I bet.
When they replayed it, I realized that cop car looked so dumb.
Did it look fake?
The quality of this cop car was ridiculous. Think about the cop cars you see nowadays. I think a lot of them are like Fords, and it's like, they're really like, they're way nicer. Like, the paint on it looked shitty. Like, I was like, this is embarrassing for 2020, or I guess 2019.
God, Randall, you can't even pull off a bad prank properly.
Yeah, you're supposed to steal a cop car first.
But yeah, that's basically, Tom says he has a shame hangover, which, like,
I love that. I love
you
that
fucking
word,
should.
I loved it because I've woken up so many times and not been hungover, but I've definitely had a shame hangover.
Oh yeah, I have shame hangovers. Not in a while, but it's definitely been there.
But it's just like, things start flooding back, and you're just like, why? Why did I act like that?
But then the Bubbas decide to talk about someone else with more problems in their relationship than they do. And Stassi is pressuring the hell out of Beau to get married. She wants to get this engagement ring. And he's trying to plan it, but she's, like, really laying it on thick.
Which I get it. Stassi's a control freak, and we know that. We appreciate it. But Stassi wants to know, and she wants it to happen soon. But Beau's taking the time to really plan this, which I appreciate.
I love it. So we go to Villa Blanca. I was so excited to see Villa Blanca again.
Me too. I kind of forgot about it because since Lisa's not on the Real Housewives anymore, they used to throw so many parties at Villa Blanca and Sir that they really aren't at, Bravo never shows Villa Blanca anymore.
Well, here we are. The ladies look super cute. Katie and Stassi walk in. They're about to get their gossip on, but then Kristen comes, so that's shut down real fast. And they have a Witches of WeHo party to plan.
Which, this is so awkward, them, in a sense, planning it. But Stassi says she would prefer to be a dictator than, I don't even know what else she said, but
a democracy.
Yeah, she just wants to do it herself, figure it out, and move on. Which I kind of agree. If I was in this scenario with one person I hated and my friend, I would rather just be it's kind of like a group project in college. You're listen, let me just handle it. I'll take control. No big deal. I'll make sure it's top quality, and then we can all just move on.
Exactly. And then oh my God, this can't get any more awkward. Lisa comes in with her friend Elena, and she turns to Stassi and Katie, and she says something so Vegas soon, right?
Yeah.
And Stassi and Katie were yeah. And Kristen just, under her breath, into her microphone, as if she's, talking to the producer, just I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah. I loved it because they don't even say, Katie and Stassi don't say anything more. They're just yes. Confirming what Lisa has said, but not say anymore because they do not want to get into it. They're hoping Kristen did not hear it.
I know. And then I was just cracking me up. Kristen just because it loudly played on the episode. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And I want to be oh my God, she's so uncomfortable. But this whole thing was uncomfortable. I have been in this spot before where I'm the person not invited to something, and then it's brought up. Actually, this happened to me recently where my best friend's friend from college was talking about her birthday party. And then she looked at me, which I wasn't offended because I'm not friends with this girl, but she looked at me, she goes, "You should totally come." And I was yeah, no, I really went though because I had nothing else to do that day, but whatever, teach their own.
Yeah. Oh man. But then they're they moved on, but then, Stassi gets told that Lisa wants to talk to her. And it's
oh my God, Stassi gets summoned.
I love it because it's being called to the principal's office, but you're besties with the principal because Lisa and Stassi are so close, but Stassi walks over and they talk about Beau potentially proposing and the stress of it all, but then they get to the juicy stuff of, why did you say something? Because, Kristen didn't know. You totally spilled the tea. And Lisa's what? I didn't realize that.
I know. And then, Lisa was Kristen's going to find out and she's going to be pissed. And Stassi just looks at her and goes, who cares?
I love it. I love that because it's honestly at this point, if you are truly done with the friendship, which it seems like they are, and Katie and Stassi just want to move on, you do have to just stop caring, to be honest. Things aren't going to get better. So yeah, maybe space is best. So this is just a dumb trip. Yeah, it has something to do with a wedding, but it's not their true wedding. It's just a dumb trip, to be honest, where they can say that they got married and make it legal, but Tom says later, he doesn't want to overshadow their real wedding. So it's let's just go get married. So yeah, it's honestly, who cares? We're just taking a trip.
Yeah. But so that's basically the gist of it, but I'm going to point out things that happened in these scenes that made me absolutely laugh. So at one point when Stassi gets called over by the waiter to go sit by Lisa, she's sitting there and we get a weird camera angle from Lisa's table to where Katie and Kristen are, and Katie's just looking over at the table, just yearning to be sitting there with them, and she didn't get called over, and I was God, the awkwardness at that table with Katie and Kristen right now. It's unbelievable.
And it isn't even because, Lisa loves Stassi more or anything. Obviously, Lisa loves Katie because of, especially because of her relationship with Tom. But it's literally probably just the fact that she does not want to be at that table with Kristen, which I totally get because have you ever been at like a dinner where it's like you're really great friends with 2 out of the 3 people and then those 2 people get up and go to the bathroom and you're like, so what do we talk about now? Like, I don't really know this person. Like, hello.
Yeah, freaking 100%. That's exactly like you just look around and find a spot. You start watching people. Outrageous. Let's go to our lunch date with Brett and Dayna.
Oh, I am so on for this. First off, I believe they go to a Mexican restaurant, which, like, I would be down in Margs, but Dayna says she has to work later, so I guess not downing Margs.
Well, they get free chips. And honestly, if I'm dating a dude and he's bringing me to a Mexican restaurant, I'm immediately like, this dude is smart because he knows there's going to be free chips involved. And that kind of takes the pressure off, like, the date because, you know, like, a lot of times food's involved and then it's like, oh, who pays? But if you just do, like, drinks and free chips,
yes,
I'm happy because I'm fed, but also, like, none of us had to deal with that awkward payment stuff.
Oh, so yeah, and it's like, it's cheap. It's kind of like you went to dinner, but, like, you're just eating some chips and you're getting the good stuff, the drinks.
Yeah, and I love that they're at the bar. Like, this was the most fun, casual date.
And I realized that this is why I actually think that they could be a good match. Like, they're both really chill people, like, really fun time. Like, Dayna seems like a kind of like a guy in relationships, but not in a really bad way, where she's just like, I'm here to have fun. If you want to hang out, that's great. If not, no worries. Like, let's be honest, she's not really, like, pining over Max. Like, she's moved on, and she's like, hey, I'll go on a date.
Yeah, and I think they're both, like, really low drama because Brett starts off and says that he told Max, and he's like, I'm bros before hoes kind of guy. And I wanted, you know, Max is one of my good friends, so I said we were getting lunch. And, like, I think the drama would have ensued if Brett didn't tell Max, because then it's like, oh, my God, he went behind my back and blah, blah, blah. But Brett's like, nah, I'm going to, you know, be a man about it. I'm going to tell my dude, because he's the one that ended up rejecting Dayna, so, like, he should be cool with it. And if he's not, he can let me know. But Max is cool about it.
And I've learned it's honestly not even with your initial action. It's the fact that this group picks up anything and, like, is ready to just, like, make it a gossip train. That, like, Max not hearing it from Brett honestly would have been the problem. Not that they actually went on a date, but, like, the fact that he didn't hear it from Brett.
Yeah. And we see Brett, like, dating game in action again. And honestly, it's not that bad. I think last time it was bad because Charlie sucked at dating. But, like, Brett's not too bad. He's complimenting the hell out of Dayna. They start talking about, like, openly. Dana's like, I don't think I'm your type. And Brett's like, well, and he goes into it. He talks about his one relationship, and Dana's not offended.
No.
She talks about her mom passing, and he's, like, into it. This is what a discussion looks like, Charlie. Take notes.
Yeah, it's crazy because they talk about very real stuff. And, like, I don't think talking about your past relationship on a date is that bad because you're just kind of talking about, like, what happened or what you're looking for. So, like, the only thing you have to compare it to is past relationships. And Dayna talking about her mom, like, that's obviously it had to do with her birthday. So, like, that's a huge part of, like, what's coming up in her life. So, like, having those actual real conversations is only going to lead to either something, like, it only makes you realize if you actually like that person rather than wasting your time.
Yeah, they got super deep. Like, Brett was like, I just want someone capable of loving me. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, but it was lighthearted and fun at the same time. I really love these two. I think it was because it was a lunch date at a restaurant with free drinks. So they're sitting at the bar. Nobody else is there. They're going to work later, so they're going to enjoy the moment they have.
So there is one, like, interview scene where Dayna breaks down talking about her mom, and I honestly teared up. It's like, I was like, oh my God, this girl is so strong. She lost her mom. Her mom shares a birthday with her.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, I think, is the fact that, like, they share a birthday because, like, when you lose a parent, I've been very lucky not to, but, like, when you lose a parent, you mourn their birthday, too. So then to have to mourn your own birthday is probably so difficult. But Dayna did post on Instagram last night, like sharing some like photos from her birthday, and she said that this was the first one that she like actually enjoyed since her mom has passed. And she did say in her interview too that she was not expecting to like have a huge birthday party since moving from
Seattle.
Down Seattle. And it's really cool to see how like much people have accepted her. Like this is her first season on the show. Like James and Raquel have never gotten this, but like I'm really happy for Dayna that she had like a really great birthday. It looked so fun.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy for her too, and I think it was just like a cute scene, and I think this is like, it makes her birthday even more special because it was her mom's birthday.
Yeah.
So like, she should celebrate it to like the fullest extent every time. I love it. I love Dayna. I'm such a fan.
I agree. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to our power couple who's on the verge of getting engaged. We go to Beau's work, Castaway Studios. I love that we get a little scene of Beau working with like his manager. Like,
oh my God,
I cannot imagine my friends showing up at my work to talk about my engagement.
Oh my God, I know. It's like he was with his manager and Tom and Katie walk in and he was like, hey, perfect time. And it's almost like he was kicking the manager out, but you totally knew it was staged.
Yeah.
So like it was just a bunch of because Beau and her, the manager, were sitting there just like, I really liked her. That was great. Oh my God, hey guys, welcome to my work. I was like, oh God.
So great. But Katie and Tom are really excited to talk about the proposal. They had to go to Beau's work because he really is making this a surprise. He said he's been planning this for 6 months, and if Katie and Tom came over to the house, like Stassi could track them, which this is pretty smart to have them come to your work because it's just a normal day then. Like, why would Stassi go, like, creep on Beau's work to see if, like, people show up? Like, that would never happen. So this is pretty smart that he, like, recruits them to come to work. This
is genius because I'm totally the person. Like, I have a lot of my friends' locations, and I don't, like, care where they are. But a lot of the times, if I'm going to ask them to hang out, I'll check their location first and be like, oh, if they're already out, like, I don't know, maybe I'll text them, or if they're, like, at their parents' house. So I always check my friends' locations just for like fun, but I'm totally Stassi. I would do that all the time. This is genius.
Crazy. But Beau has 2 rings, or actually I think 3 rings, that his aunt and his dad gave him, which is this is kind of crazy. Like, who gets 3 family rings? And they're Tiffany 3 to 4 carat rings that he just has a picture of.
My God, they were so pretty. And he had a big picture of them, too. And Katie and Beau were both like, Stassi would like those two. And Tom is just like, free rings.
Yeah. He's like, I love that because it's free. Like, what a lucky guy. He doesn't have to pay for it.
Oh, I know. So he has it planned out perfectly to Stassi's enjoyment.
Personality.
Like, yes. So Stassi loves graveyards. And Stassi loves mausoleums, and she wants a mausoleum. So they're going to go look at mausoleums.
It's so funny because he said, like, after her grandma died, that's when she decided, like, we should go look for mausoleums for ourselves. Which, like, this is how you know Beau loves her, is he's like, okay, like, if that's what you're into, I'll do it with you.
It's so cute. But yeah, he's gonna propose in this graveyard while they're looking at mausoleums.
The rock. I love that he was like, I'm gonna get a special design box that looks like a rock so I could be like, what's that? And I was like, you literally have this plan down to the most minute detail. You could literally just put a ring box there and then like all would be well. But he's like, no, I need it to look like a rock.
I know. And then like the way he talks about her in his interview, he's like, I love her. She's my forever. I'm going to be with her. I want to make her happy. I want, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, my God, tears.
I know.
Stassi
he was like, she makes me laugh. I love being around her. She just makes me the happiest. I was like, he talks about how her love for things that are, like, abnormal, which makes me think that, like, he totally does not want to get engaged in a graveyard, but he knows that that will make her happy, so he wants to do it.
Oh, it's literally so cute. Quick fun story though. So when I was like maybe in junior high, my family, like my extended family was over And we were talking about what we would do if we won the lottery. And everyone, of course, is like, I would travel, or I would buy a big house, or like, you know, whatever. And my dad's sister, so my aunt, she goes, I would buy a giant mausoleum for all of us. And my dad gave her the weirdest look of like, what? And I literally was like, what's a mausoleum? Because I had no idea. And my dad goes, it's when you're like, if this big house that your whole family can get buried in together. And I was like, after we die? And he's like, yeah. And I just looked at my aunt and was like, what a waste of your lottery winning. We won't even care. We'll be dead. But so now, mausoleums hold a special place in my heart for my family. We die every time we talk about mausoleums.
My dad's dream is to be buried above ground, like in a mausoleum or such. And he has he's obsessed with U2, and he has this U2 iPod he wants us to plug in, like have a plug in there for him, so the iPod is always charged and he can listen to U2. His dead body can listen to U2.
Oh my God, this is going to be so expensive.
I'm like, yeah, of course I'll do that. And then I'm like, yeah, that thing's going, like, we're chucking that in the river.
Well, let's go to Kristen's house/car.
This is so weird. This was the weirdest scene. Kristen has nobody to film with, so she has to be filmed driving in the car on the way to, like, the liquor store calling Scheana.
Yeah, and she's basically like, so I went out with Katie and Stassi, and I heard about this Vegas thing. And Scheana's like, yeah, it's their do-over wedding. I heard about it from Max.
Yeah.
And Kristen's like, so offended Max is going. She's super hurt, which I get because she introduced Tom and Katie, and they were friends for 10 years, and like, blah, blah, blah. But like, I think she's more hurt that the break in the friendship is really happening, you know?
See, I took it like, because Scheana's like, I'm not invited either. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, Tom and Max are like best friends now. I think Kristen is upset that she's not invited to this thing. I don't think she really cares that she's not friends with them.
Oh, I took it more as like, she's not invited because these girls don't want to be her friend anymore. So she's like, I'm going to start.
If you were upset about the friendship, she should have gotten mad at, like, wine night. Like barely anybody's invited to this wedding. It's just, like I said, just a trip to Vegas. So I think she's invited about, like, mad that she's not invited to this exclusive thing. And, like, not really mad about the friendship. Because in my mind, if you were mad about the friendship, like, I feel like you'd be trying to fix it. Like, I feel like Kristen just, like, both parties just want to put the blame on the other person and be like, well, you're doing this. But I don't feel like Kristen's like, I would love to get coffee with you and see if we can work this out. Like, I feel like nobody's really trying, or especially Kristen. Like, Stassi has tried to just be with Kristen and, like, do things on their own. But I feel like Kristen is, and maybe we don't know, like, some of this could be in the background, but it doesn't really seem like Kristen wants to do things with just Katie or just Stassi to try and, like, build their friendship back up. I think she's pissed she's not invited.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see that. I took it more as like, it's real. She's not invited because she's really not friends with these kids anymore. But whatever, either way, Kristen's pissed.
Yeah.
So then we go to Sir, and we have our first Peter sighting.
This is the weirdest. I thought this was a joke when Brittany walked in with her Sir outfit on.
Yeah, Brittany's working again. And she said it's because now that her and Jax are married, she never wants Jax to think that she's not pulling her weight financially in this relationship. Cut to like 3 years ago when he blew up at her in front of her mom, talking about how all Brittany does is lay on the couch, which was like great TV. I missed that, but whatever. Honestly though, why are you both working at Sir then? Go get other jobs or something.
I mean, I assumed she stopped working at Sir because she made enough money, like, doing Instagram ads and this and that it's like, oh, well, I can pull my weight doing other stuff. But it seems like she wasn't.
Her flat tummy tea's just not doing it for her.
This was so weird. I also wonder if she's just bored, but then, like, has to have, like, a reason to come back. So it's like, well, Ariana's working there, Tom is, like, Jax is, like, I might as well come back, you know, like, why not? Why not take a shift a month?
I don't know. They should fucking let her ass go after one shift because she doesn't remember anything.
No, that was so funny. Peter's like, do you remember the table numbers? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, tell me what's that one. And she's like, 1. And he's like, oh God.
Oh my God. He like, poor Peter. He doesn't deserve this.
He's like, damn it, why do you have to come back? Like, I just
fucking leave me.
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they train, like, is it just like, if I used to work at Sir, I can call up Lisa now and be like, hey, Lisa, can I get my job back?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, especially with this OG cast, it only helps the show for them to actually be there.
I guess, but I feel like I'd be like, we replaced you. What are you doing? What?
Yeah, but think about how many hours these people take off to do, like, modeling things or, like, to try and get TV shows and this and that. And then remember when they all go on vacation together? Like, you need like, double the amount of staff.
Let's be honest, they're not real staff. They just go film for a day and then go home.
Oh, yeah.
But Scheana, let me tell you, Scheana has a lot of awful qualities, and this is one of them, but it cracks me up every time. She is totally that person where if she wants you to know something about her life, she will let you know, but in a way that makes it seem like you were wondering. So she walks up to Dayna and she's like, I don't feel well. And Dana's like, why? What's wrong?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to make it? And Scheana's like, well, I'm freezing my eggs. I just finished my second dose.
Yeah.
And then Dana's like, oh, I just walked into this.
Yeah. She, like, drops the bait and she's like, oh, I'm exhausted. And she's like, oh, why? And then it's like, you thought she was just going to be like, oh, I didn't sleep well last night. But it's like, no, I just, since you asked, like, I'm actually freezing my eggs. Like, I've done this many rounds of shots.
Oh, my God.
It goes into full detail. And you're like, I got to go check on a table.
It's straight up like a, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
You're my trap. Now I'm going to tell you. It's so funny. But Dayna, in a way to be completely transparent, she tells Scheana that she went on a lunch date with Brett. And there might be some sort of connection there. Just wanted to let you know. And of course, Sheena's like, we're just friends.
Yeah.
I don't care. We're literally just friends.
Yeah, she was like, it's not a problem for me. But, I can see it being a problem for Max. And it's like, okay, honey, when you say it's not a problem, do you mean it's a major problem or just a small problem?
But, like, also, Dayna straight up said, Brett already talked to Max about it.
Yeah.
And she was like,
It's no big deal. Like, it really shouldn't be a big deal. I think this was so nice of Dayna to tell Scheana this because she did not owe her a thing, especially after the way she treated her last time.
The only reason you should talk to your friends about a potential love connection and, like, ask for their permission is if your friend previously had a serious relationship with that person.
Or currently likes that person. If they currently like that person, which I think is what Dayna was doing, is like, do you like him? Because if not, or if you do, I don't want to step on your toes. Like, I have no problem not doing anything. But, like, I'm coming to your doorstep with this. Like, let me know if this will be a problem.
But, like, here's my thing. Dayna and Scheana, when Dayna started dating Max, Dayna and Scheana weren't friends. They only worked together. So they're still not friends. And just for Dayna to make her life a little easier, she just lets Scheana know. She's like, I know for a fact Brett doesn't like you. And, like, he friend-zoned you. So you have no reason to really be mad. Also, we're not friends. So I'm telling you. And Scheana still is like, I think Dayna's only going to date Brett to make Max jealous.
Which is like,
whatever.
Let's move on. Like, even if that is true, it's not
none of your business.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're trying to make you jealous, sweetheart.
So, let's go to my favorite group of the episode, I think.
Oh, this
we
is
go
great. Go ahead.
Yeah, we like go to Ariana's house and we have Dayna, Lala, and Ariana hanging by the pool.
This was so enjoyable. I wanted to be sitting right next to them.
Same. This is my girl gang. If I'm on the show, this is the girl gang I want to be in.
I agree. And they even got Diet Coke for Lala. So sweet.
Oh, my God. They were so much fun. They were talking about tasting their own vaginas, which, like, is so this group. Like, I wasn't even surprised.
So funny. Lala was like, the chef always tastes his meal before he serves it. And I was like, stop it.
You're not wrong, girl. It was so
wrong.
funny.
I was like, that
so
actually is the perfect quote for that. So you do you, Boo.
And it's like this whole group, like, you know, not to shit on like Katie or Scheana or Stassi or any of them, but if they said that in front of those girls, Katie would have had a sour look on her face. Stassi would have been like, ew, you guys are gross. And Scheana would have like stepped it up and been like, I'll remove 2 ribs to eat myself out. You know, like, they're just not fun.
Yeah, it's like they're just
like,
having funny banter and like making funny jokes, and like they don't judge. They're just like, oh, you do? Okay.
So good. So then Dayna tells them about telling Scheana. She's like, I told Scheana I was going out with Brett. There's kind of a connection, and Lala's super excited about this.
Yes, she is on board. But Ariana does say if Scheana does feel any sort of way, she will not say it, which is so true. Like, and I hate when people do this. Like, okay, yeah, if you don't want to say you like him, that's fine, but then you cannot go around being, like, pissed off and, like, stirring shit up because, like, you're upset that they're dating. Like, you can lie about your feelings, but you got to stick with that then.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm totally Scheana in the sense that, like, even if I like a guy, but I know he's feeling like one of my friends and she's feeling him, like, I'll totally back up. Yep. But I'm not mad then. Like, it's totally like, that's your dude. It's not like I fought and I lost. It's like, he was into you. What am I going to do about it? You know? Like,
yeah, it's like you hold in your feelings then, and then they'll go away.
Yeah, they're gone. It's not even a thing. But, like, that's what Scheana's got to do at this point. Like, I don't... whatever. I really enjoy this girl gang. I want to be a part of it. Hit me up if you guys are looking for a fourth. I'll ditch Meredith if you guys need it.
Rude. Well, they also talk about, Ariana says that Max doesn't believe he's invited to Dayna's birthday party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I fucking forgot about this.
Which, this was interesting because they're like, then we go to Tom Tom, and Max also says, like, Dayna never invited him. And I get that because Dayna says, well, it's not like I sent him a text. He just knows he's invited. Well, that's not how it works.
No. Yeah, I was like, no, Dayna. Especially an ex.
Yeah.
Your ex isn't going to assume they're invited.
Yeah,
I wouldn't assume.
If you did, like, a Facebook group or, like, send out a group text, yes, that works then. You don't need to text him individually. Or if, like, you guys were all together and he just, like, happened to be there but was, like, standing a little further back, but you're like, hey, guys, I want to invite you all, like, you have to somehow, he has to be around when it's said.
Yeah, it can't be word of mouth. It can't be like, I'm going to Dayna's, I'm sure you're invited.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like, I don't know. But then also, so Max, we're at Tom Tom, and Max is talking to Tom and Tom about the Dayna and Brett thing. And he seems kind of a little bitter, which I get. But, like, also, you told Brett it was cool. Like,
and
you gotta eat it.
He's the one. Dayna said she wanted to get back together with him, basically, and Max said no. So
true. Why
can't she move on then? You, in a sense, denied her. She wanted to be with you. You said no, so she moved on. Like, that's your own damn fault.
100%. So, I don't know. I don't even remember seeing Max at Dayna's birthday. I don't know if he got the text or like what.
Well, Dayna texted him and he and she was like, hey, like people were asking me about details. Like, I just want to let you know it's this address at 8:30, and he said it's all good, period. Which we all know if you put a period in there, you mean the exact opposite of what you mean.
I'm mad at you, period.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not that one.
It's always bad. Periods always mean bad things.
Unless you're like a super grammatically correct texter, which there are those out there. That's the worst when you start texting people and you have to figure out their like texting style.
Yeah, 100%. I hate it, and I still do. I have one friend that does this. I hope she's not listening, but it's not grammatically correct. She never uses capitalization, like for anything. So I'm always just like...
I don't in some, like, Instagram posts because, like, I really like lowercase letters, like, more than capitalized letters. But, like, when I'm texting people, I use capital letters.
I don't know. It's more of like a... Like, you know how if I'll text you and be like, really good news. I don't know, like, I just won $1 million. You'd be like, what? Like in all caps. She will exactly put what, but it's like lower caps. So it's like, did you understand what I wrote? I know, it's super weird. I hate lower caps. Oh my God.
Interesting.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I like lower caps obviously better, but like I'm big at just hitting the cap lock and just going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it throws me off. Anyway, Stassi and Beau go to dinner.
This is great. Beau mentions like having kids with her and that he's going to be the funny parent, and I was like, this is great. I love like him talking about like them being together like long term. Like you can tell how happy he is. I can't believe she doesn't pick up on some of these things. Yeah, and he clearly wants to be with her, but he doesn't want to drop. I don't know. Beau reminds me a lot of Schwartz in this because it was super awkward and like uncomfortable. So he was like stressed out. He was just being like so robotic. Yeah. Beau's holding this weird secret, and he's like trying to like be super. I think he's trying to be kind of mean about it, you know, like for like a surprise party, you would be like, I figured you would just stay in at your birthday and do nothing, and then people are like, oh, but he's like doing that about an engagement, and it's Stassi, so like he really shouldn't. It's like you're trying to throw her off the scent, like, and not make her think you're going to get engaged without making her think you're never getting engaged. So he doesn't know how to, like, ride that fine line of, like, hey, I need some time. I do want to, like, get married one day, but I'm just not ready yet. And then she's like, you're not ready yet? And he's like, no, I am ready. I just, He should have said something like, it's going to be the perfect moment, and you're not going to see it coming, so just, like, forget about it. Or something like that. Something where it's, like, ominous. I think he doesn't even want to let her know that it's, like, that soon. I think he's just like, give me a minute. Like, I think he could have just been like... How would you combat Stassi? I don't know. I don't know. I think I would just say, like, it'll come when it's time. Yeah, like, it just it's coming. You're stressing me more out, and, like, let's just, like, enjoy, like, being together. Oh, my God. I'm freaking genius. Stassi's a huge Game of Thrones fan. You could just say, because, like, winter is coming, just be like, the ring is coming, and you wait 7 seasons for fucking winter to come, so Stassi won't know how long. Oh, my God. Beau, you missed your opportunity, bro. He literally could have had, like, materials made. Every time she brought it up, he could have just been, like, held up his phone. Held up the Game of Thrones. Instead of winter is coming, just stick on the ring, and then it's just this sign. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but this was so awkward. Like, Stassi, like, got upset and, like, says that she doesn't want her friends to know that they're fighting, especially about, like, them not getting engaged, which, like, I agree. Like, that's an awkward fight for your friends to know about because it in some way makes Stassi look desperate that they're fighting about it, but then it kind of makes Beau look like an asshole. So I think she's just like, this isn't a fight we need our friends to know about. Like, keep this to ourselves. I just love, though, that the two people that asked Stassi about the fight were Tom and Katie, and those are the two people that know about the engagement. So it's literally like the fact that Katie and Tom even brought it up should have never, like, they should have never went up to Stassi and been like, her and you and Beau are, like, fighting because you're not getting engaged. They should have just been like, leave it. We won't talk to Stassi about it. And instead, they're so involved. I know, they're the ones funny. They're the ones that are going to ruin it because you can tell they're too excited. So I feel like they're trying to play the Beau like game where it's like, oh, let's just like make her think it's never coming. I know. Oh my God. And Stassi's so upset that she like has tears and has to excuse herself to go to the bathroom. I know. She's like tearing up and she's like, I'm not hungry. And he's like, no, let's eat, please. Be hungry. He's like, dang it. Which like, I totally feel that. God. Like when I get upset, it's like, either just want to like eat a bunch of ice cream and like you want to cry, or it's just like I just like need to be alone. Like I don't want to eat anything. He's just like so mad that he ruined dinner, but he knows the long term it's going to be okay. He like knows. I think Stassi has to stick it out. Her mental health. Oh my God, mental health like surprise. It's worth it. It'll all work out. I think obviously I think Stassi's a little abrasive about it. But we know who Stassi is, so at that point, Beau should just, like, shut the fuck up about it. He's like that dude that walks in the room, no one's talking about it, and then he'll look at Stassi and be like, I don't know if
I'm going to get engaged too soon. And it's like, no one was talking about it, Beau. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but you know producers are going to make him talk about it.
I know, but it's ruining his relationship.
I know. I, wonder what the timeline of all of this was because, I know he's been planning it for 6 months, but how long has she been, asking about it or, how long have they been fighting about it not happening? So it's if he's making this fight last for 6 months, that's crazy.
Well, forever. We saw that flash of her just can we get someone from Game of Thrones to marry us? When we're getting married, we're going to do this. But, I'm pretty sure after, they made it official, Stassi was like, so my ring? From the day.
When she talked to Lisa, she did say she was, able to, I feel calm herself down about it while Brittany and Jax's wedding was going on because it's well, I want them to have their moment, so I don't want an engagement to happen right now. But now that the wedding's over, it's she can't get her mind off of it.
It's hilarious. I feel bad for Stassi. I feel bad for Beau. There is no right or wrong. It's just all a mess.
No, but let's go to something happier. We have Dayna's birthday, which seemed awesome. Her
second Peter sighting. This is my second Peter sighting, everyone.
Dayna's walking in, and her sister Brittany is in town, which I think this is so cute because, we mentioned before, obviously she shares a birthday with her mom, so it's a nice sister time they get to spend together.
Brett is wearing an awful flannel shirt.
That's
I hate it.
Rolled up
I want it to die. It's horrendous. Get off my screen with that. You're in West Hollywood now, Brett. Figure it out.
It's so funny. He is so good looking, but I don't like his taste and the way he dresses.
So Danica and Dana's friendship.
This
Danica
is
got
hilarious.
Dana a cake. This cake is so fucking funny. It has this really hot picture of Dana on it. And yeah, she looks really good. 10 out of 10. And Danica says she actually really likes Dana, which I previously didn't think so because of how much shit Danica always gives her. But
now that she's not dating Max, Danica loves her.
Yeah, and I mean, Danica gives shit to Dana about all the bad taste in men she has, and Dana gives shit to Danica about having to blow into a breathalyzer to start her car. So, they're the same.
Oh, yeah, which I think, they're so lighthearted with each other now, it's all the best.
This friendship, though, is gonna fuck me up. Dana and Danica, never. Yeah. Never. Even the sentence I previously just said was a huge struggle.
Oh, I know.
So then we have Peter trying to get drunk, and my little James is just, struggling so hard, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But he wants to.
Oh,
Peter's trying.
You and your Peter sightings, I cannot.
I love Peter. Let's go to Charlie. She named her fake boobs.
This is so funny. She named them Tia and Tamara, and then she goes, sister, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best, we've gotten from Charlie. The one moment I didn't need to know that she's never eaten pasta or avocados, but I needed to know that she named her boobs this.
Yeah, it was really good. Lisa and Ken make an appearance.
Not Ken.
Well, Ken's in the car.
Waiting in the car.
Wait, the best is too, it's Ken's birthday, and he sits in the car as Lisa socializes at this birthday party.
I love it.
But Lisa says she doesn't normally go to her staff birthday parties, and I was like, what?
Well, usually I feel like they go out of town for their birthdays.
Oh my God, I feel like Lisa always shows up at her staff. Remember she went to Peter's and she's like, I don't normally go to my staff's birthday parties. Shows up at Stock's or whatever.
Favorites. Let's be honest, she wouldn't show up. She didn't show up to Jackson's birthday or Tom's. She'll show up to a few, I feel like. Her
this
favorites.
This bitch is at everyone's birthday. But whatever. Ariana and Schwartz discussed the second wedding.
Yep.
Almost like the Kristen and Katie.
Yep, we get right to it. I mean, Kristen is crying from the minute she sits down. It is so, she can't even speak. She's so upset about the Vegas thing. And Katie's like, I don't really know what you want me to say. We're not friends. And Kristen's like, but, so we're not sisters, we're not friends. And Katie's like, I think we need a break, which I think they do too.
And then Kristen immediately goes into I would jump in front of a bus for you.
And it's like, okay, nobody's arguing that. I'm sure, like, Katie still loves you, but it's like, I love you, but I need to love you from afar. Like, you're driving me crazy.
When Kristen was going through her breakup with Sandoval, it was legitimately like this. Like, Sandoval would be like, I'm not dating you, Kristen. And she'd be like, but I would take a bullet for you. Yeah. And it's like, stop. And then the same thing here happens right now. And Katie's like, I'm just done with this friendship right now.
Yeah,
like, goodbye.
Katie's like, okay, I appreciate that, but, like, let's still move on.
And that was literally the end of that. So,
gosh.
But
Brett tells Dayna that Scheana texted Max after their combo, so Brett is talking to Dayna. I didn't say that correctly. And after Dayna and Scheana's combo at SUR, Scheana texts Max about all of the whole Brett and Dayna stuff. And it's like, classic Scheana, says she's not upset, and then here we are, going to Max. And I feel like Sheena's trying to rile Max up with these texts and, like, get him mad, so then she feels
has someone on her side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even Lala is like, I'm not even surprised that Sheena's pissed about this. This is so stupid, whatever. And then Dana's over it. This is her and her mom's special day. She's not going to deal with this shit. She, out of a courtesy, told Scheana about it. So she confronts Scheana as Sheena's wearing a stupid-ass sports bra or something, and basically is like, listen, what's your freaking problem?
Yeah.
Like, straight up. And Sheena's just like, it was weird that you and Brett went out, and Max and Brett are friends. Did you even know that? And I wanted to, like, grab Scheana and smack her.
Well, it's like, what was the whole conversation they had at SUR? Like, Dayna already acknowledged that, like, Brett and Max talked, and she was like, and to be honest, Max doesn't even get a vote. Like, I've already talked to you. And then she was like, well, I mean, like, you talked to Max beforehand. Why didn't I get told beforehand? And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There were two things that pissed me off about this. One, it's not Sheena's responsibility to let Max know about this. She is not in this relationship. She has nothing to do with it. And two, Dana's right. Max doesn't get a vote. And I love Dana going, I could date Max's dad if I wanted to, and he wouldn't get a vote. And Max's dad is hot.
Yeah. I love Dana. She's so direct with people. I feel like she's way more honest than she needs to be. But that's for her own, like, good. She's like, I want to be a direct person. She even, like you said, walked straight up to Scheana at the party and is like, I'm not dealing with this at my party. Let's discuss this right now.
Well, it gets a lot worse for Scheana because she goes from one bad bitch to the top bad bitch, Lala. So Lala comes in and she's like, Scheana, we're going to discuss this Brett situation. Like, this is so fucking stupid. You always do this. And then we get a flash to Adam and to Max and to Brett, where all these dudes, she's like, they're my best friend, but she has feelings for them.
Yeah, she's like, you can't just call them, like, you can't have a single guy and call him your best friend and do this to everybody. Like, they're allowed to date people. You can't just freak out at everybody and then tell everybody you don't have feelings for them. Like, it's not working. But then Sheena's like, that's not why I'm sad and not why I'm crying. Like, and it's just like, well, then why are you crying? Like, you're upset that everybody else is in a couple? Okay, so this is all about the same thing then. You clearly want someone, and all these people want to do is be your friend, but you take it way too seriously.
I'm like, to some extent, Scheana, I get it, okay? No one, I could imagine, wants to be divorced and then single at 34. Like, I don't know. I'm 25 and I'm single and I'm, like, kind of whatever about it.
Never been married. Not freezing your eggs.
Yeah, I don't know anything yet. But, like, I get it. It's upsetting, and you do look around and you see all your friends in couples. But the way to solve that is not to have a best friend that's single and a guy and then hope to God you guys fall madly in love. It's to go on dating apps, go on dates, try things out. Remember single Scheana last season, going on all those dates? That was fun. Scheana, that's how you find it.
Yeah, but, like, be single and actually be single. Don't think you're going to fall in love with people the first time you meet them.
I know. I think she just is desperate for love, and she couldn't make it work with Shay, so now she's unlovable or something.
I wonder if she regrets, like, breaking up with Shay, because, like, to be honest, I feel like, didn't they break up because he was an alcoholic?
Yeah, he had, like, drug problem, didn't he? He was something.
He was definitely an alcoholic.
And drugs?
yeah, he was definitely an alcoholic, and he was going to AA, and he was, like, sober by the time they got divorced. That it always seems like sad to me. That's like, so not through like sickness and in health, like because like alcoholism is a sickness. Like you gotta tough it out with them. I feel like she should have stayed with Shay.
I don't know the whole story on their divorce, like who did who, but I would imagine that Scheana's the one that initiated the divorce.
Yeah.
But I think Shay would have stuck by her. I don't know. I just think her and Shay were a weird couple from the beginning, but whatever, Scheana, you should have stayed with Shay because then from there it was Rob and Adam who just sucked ass. So like,
well, this is the time, Chris. I feel like Chris will find this. Chris, we want to know the details about the divorce. Please let us know.
Can you find it?
Yeah.
So then let's go over to Brett and Lisa.
This was amazing. I love when Lisa like has her favorites. She's so open about it. Like Brett and like Lisa just have this banter, and I love it because it's kind of flirty, but like obviously nothing's gonna happen. But it's just like comforting, friendly, like flirtatiousness. Like obviously Lisa thinks Brett's adorable.
It was really flirty, and then Brett said something like, "Do you want to make out?" And Lisa was like, "Haha, Brett." And I was like, if there weren't cameras, these two would be fucking on the bar right now. Like this is the sexual tension. Is crazy.
I think Lisa loves how beautiful Brett is, and I think Brett loves, like, in a sense, like, flirting with women and, like, kind of getting to them. Like, I think he loves the reaction he gets from Lisa, and it's like, no, they would not.
I think there's some sexual tension there.
Lisa's
I think
so
it's the forbidden fruit. I think they both can't have each other, so it's forbidden fruit. You can't change my mind.
Oh, man. All right, since I can't change your mind, let's move on to our favorite, Beau and Stassi. Stassi, she's embarrassed about last night, which I get it. Like, who wants to cry about not getting an engagement?
I know, but
Beau, I think for the first time, kind of affirms her and, like, says, like, we will die when we're old together, Stassi. Like,
oh my
we
God,
will be together forever. Which I love.
Oh my God. And this is the only moment I've really felt Scheana's pain, and I was like, I want Beau.
Yeah.
I don't want any guy. I want Beau.
I want my own version of Beau.
Exactly. So, yeah. Does that kind of, then Dayna goes into talking about how this birthday is really great for her. She's so happy she found people to celebrate her. And then she gets her cake smashed into, or her face smashed into the cake by Sandoval. And then a huge cake fight breaks out. And then Brett and Dayna just start locking lips. They got cake all over their faces, and they're like, let's just eat it off each other. And they start making out.
Crazy. Like, I was shocked that they just, like, had their first kiss in the middle of everybody.
That was nuts. That was like some high school party shit where two people just start making out, and you're like, I don't get it.
Yeah, you're like, this ain't the time or place, honey.
And I'm surprised how this episode, like, ended, because it ended with Scheana almost in tears, like, don't get any cake on me. I can't be covered in cake. And it just ends.
Producers are trolling her this season.
Poor Scheana. But, so next time on Vanderpump Rules, Brett and Dayna double date with James and Raquel. So excited for this friend group. Danica thinks Dayna deserves better than Brett, which, like, fucking Danica's like Scheana at this point.
Well, it's like, okay, you can't say that about everybody she dates. Like, you need to let it go now.
Stassi and Sandoval are going to officiate the quote-unquote wedding.
Stassi's outfit is fab.
And Stassi throws some digs in there about not being engaged. Beau calls Stassi's dad for permission to marry her.
Yes, we're almost up. You know the engagement's going to be the season finale.
Season finale. And Kristen is still super butthurt about not being invited to Vegas.
Yep. Sucks to suck.
So I posted in the Facebook group. We didn't get any responses.
Oh, bummer.
Sad.
That's okay.
I even had a cute little gift with Scheana. I thought it was cute. Whatever, everyone. It's fine. Don't indulge me today.
I'm not hurt. It's fine.
It's fine. But, so I guess we'll just go into Accepted and Blocked.
Yeah, this was difficult because I feel like there aren't any major, like, fights, I'd say.
I'm going to go with, there was no one that really, like, super stuck out that I was like, yes. And there was no one that I was like, oh, I hate them this episode.
Yeah.
Like, it was very just like,
neutral.
I guess everyone's here.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first or do you want me to?
You go first. I don't know which
Okay.
one's easier, to be honest.
I'm going to accept first, and I'm going to accept Beau.
Oh.
Because I think he's trying really, really, really hard to make it a surprise, and he kind of has Tom Schwartz energy where everything just kind of goes wrong and he kind of sucks at everything, but he's like really trying. So I feel really bad that he's probably getting a lot of shit from Stassi, but I think the ideas behind it are really cute, and I think his declaration of love for Stassi twice in the episode was super cute, and I loved it.
I love that. I think Beau's a great choice. He's always one of the top guys.
Love it.
I am going to accept Dayna.
Ooh.
She's just a crowd pleaser all around. She's like the girl version of Beau. They're so chill, get along with everyone. They're always positive. Like, she's such a positive person. Like, she literally shares a birthday with her dead mom, yet can make it, like, the best. Like, she makes it so positive without even, like, forgetting her mom. Like, she makes it such about her mom, like, while she's on it, like, the date with Brett, and, like, she always talks about it, but it's not a negative thing. She really, like, looks at it as such a positive thing to share a birthday with her mom. Plus, really excited for this Brett Dayna storyline ahead. I doubt they, like, full-on date, but, hey, some kissing and some flirting, always fun.
I was going to say, your girl got some action this episode.
Yes, she did. 2 kisses on her birthday. Damn, girl.
Okay, go block, unless you don't have one.
This was difficult because I don't think she actually deserves it full on, but Scheana.
Oh my God, we have the same person. I'm not changing it. I have to block Scheana too.
No, yes, we can joint talk about it. I totally get that she's going through a very emotional roller coaster of like freezing her eggs, and she is going through a hard time. But this is so Scheana, and this is such repetitive behavior. We've already seen it with Max. We see it with everyone, every guy she's obsessed with. I just can't have her get mad at my girl Dayna.
My other thing is, like, she is 34 at this point. Like, you can't keep meeting people at the restaurant you work at. You have to broaden your horizons. You're a fucking celebrity. Like, people are probably dying to date you, Scheana. Get out there. Do some good. And instead, it's this constant, like, oh, I don't like him. He's my best friend. But if you date him, I'll kill you. And it's just, Scheana, we're too old. I'm too old for this shit, Scheana, and I'm 9 years younger. Let's get it together.
I think single Scheana is such a like refreshing person on this season, but it's like it's not like she's truly single because she's still hung up on these guys. Like I want truly single Scheana who is just dating around, like not at the restaurant.
Agreed, 100%. Just like last season, but without Adam.
Yes.
Like, she has dudes making her dinner, and then she hooks up with them in front of the camera, and then she goes on the date with that bachelorette guy, Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. We want more.
100%. So I think this is the end of our episode. Everyone stay safe during quarantine.
Yes. We'll do another round of who you would accept and block, especially because this one was so difficult. I want to know who you would.
Yeah. But Meredith, I can't wait for the day that we are together again and we can mix it up for real.
I know. We're going to have to, like, pop bottles of champagne. We each get one.
Oh, my God. We're going to get drunk. Hopefully.
Would be...
The swan song would be like if it was the season finale and that was the first episode we were back together. And it was
gosh. We should do, whatever our first episode back is, maybe we should do a Facebook Live in our group.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. I mean,
we have plenty of time to figure out how to do that.
How to do it.
Yeah.
Keep subscribing and rating and reviewing. We appreciate you guys a lot, especially during these hard times. We're honestly doing this to talk to other people besides our family. And we like it a lot. Because we just genuinely talk about this anyway when we're together, so we might as well record ourselves. But yeah, now we're probably going to go watch The Challenge because all we do is watch reality TV.
Heck yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I'm watching Survivor. Everybody get on that. Tell us everything you're watching this quarantine because we need more.
Yeah, also know that Meredith and I applied for Love is Blind. And if we get on that, we'll be gone for a while, but it'll be worth it.
Yes, it's coming to Chicago, so we're going to go find love in our quarantine pods.
That's what Scheana should do. Scheana, get on it.
Oh, man.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.